What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Ballo here to talk about Oxiracetam and my experiences with it, and to make the point that I think this is, in my experiences, this has been the best racetam to get my brain to function normal and above baseline after I have some sort of devastating event that messes with my brain. Devastating events that might mess with your brain would be sort of devastating. Pretty bad events or things that might just mess with your brain for a day or two would be hangover, but mostly it's sleep problems. Over the last 3 years, it's almost 100% better now. I've worked on trying to fix it. I've had this digestive problem which really messes with my sleep. And, because it gives me a silent reflux. It's not actual acid reflux, it's silent reflux. And it basically makes me have asthma symptoms when I go to sleep, and that's terrible. I can't breathe, it's terrible. And so when it was at its worst, I would, that really ruined my sleep for sometimes days on end until I would get it under control again, and then it would come back and I'd get it under control, and it would be this terrible cycle. On those days, where I just didn't sleep well, talk about being useless. I was so stressed out because probably cortisol's shooting through my body and whatever else might be happening negatively, detrimentally because I didn't sleep. But my functioning was terrible, and I got to run businesses. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a couple businesses during the day, and it was virtually impossible for me. Luckily, though, I was into nootropics at that point, and I started taking Oxiracetam. Now, I had taken Oxiracetam prior to that a few times, but I never really tried to use it for anything specific. I was just like, oh, let me take some Oxiracetam and try to be productive. And that always worked. I always noticed verbal fluency benefits and these kind of things. But I gotta tell you, man, and now I use the strategy anytime I didn't get sleep and I know my brain's not working well. One day of not sleeping, I can still function pretty well baseline. 2 days of not sleeping well, say I just get interrupted 2 days in a row, then I start to have problems. And that's where Oxiracetam comes into play. So let me just give you a quick story. I was in such a situation where I didn't sleep for I had slept 4 or 5 hours, 2 nights in a row, interrupted, right? 4 or 5 hour clips of sleeping that were interrupted multiple times, so going to the bathroom and waking up and having trouble sleeping, 2 nights in a row. So I found myself on on that third day, terribly functional. And I was trying to complete a blog post, a long blog post for a blog that I was writing. And I was just writing the post, and after 3-4 lines, I'd just be like, what? I don't even understand what I just wrote. I'm not sure how I can put this all together. I literally was not working. I just wasn't operating correctly. And I knew look, I'm either going to have to try to rescue my brain via, chemical modulation via nootropic, or I can't write this blog post. So I took some Oxiracetam. 30 minutes later, I took 700 milligrams of Oxiracetam. Didn't take a choline source. I didn't need one at the time. People teeter-tatter depending on their choline intake and their diet, whether or not they need a choline source with the racetams. And yeah, it must have been 30 minutes. I was in front of my laptop all right, I'm in. And I wrote the rest of the blog post probably in 20 minutes, and it was it was solid. And it was awesome. And I just that was the first clue to me that Oxiracetam was the best nootropic for that situation. Because I had been in that situation before and trying to take other nootropics. And yeah, they work mildly, but not to the degree that Oxiracetam does. Now, I'm not quite sure if it's acetylcholine release in the hippocampus or some sort of extra acetylcholine usage, or if it has to do with AMPA receptors, why that happened, and how that outcome reflects the deteriorated position that I was in. Did I have an AMPA receptor or AMPA a functionality problem? Did I have an acetylcholine production problem in my brain at the time, induced by the sleep, and that's why the Oxiracetam helped me? I don't know, but I can tell you that it did, and that is my experience with this smart drug. The stuff's just amazing. And then again, to highlight, if you didn't get enough sleep, I don't know how it's gonna work for you, but Oxiracetam is probably the best for me. I would never want to take modafinil when I didn't get sleep. Cortex is, Cortex is solid for anything, but I gotta tell you, I like individual nootropics sometimes, and Oxiracetam is just perfect. It just worked amazingly for me. So I'm not sure who's selling it now. I still have a bunch of Oxiracetam from Powder City. I know Powder City stopped selling racetams. I think NutriStop, a bunch of other people are now selling powdered racetams. I get a lot of my racetam stuff from China too. rather than going through American companies, but you'll have to hunt around and find some Oxiracetam. But yeah, I mean, I think total plug for Oxiracetam, one of my favorite nootropics, period. And you know, the best for me to take me out of a sleep-induced, sleep deficit-induced cognitive dysfunction. Guys, if you have not tried the Cortex nootropic stack, this is our stack, which combines uridine monophosphate and CDP choline. It's a pretty effective combination. We just launched. I might as well just continue to put this out. We just launched a discounted discount on this product. 27. Enter the coupon code 27 at livecortex.com. That's where you can get our product, our natural nootropic stack Cortex, which is used by everybody from military people to business people. And you can get essentially, I think it's $8 off from the total price, which is normally $34.99, taking it down to $27. That's why the coupon code is 27. So go to livecortex.com, livecortex.com, snag a bottle of Cortex if you've been waiting to try it for $27 by entering the coupon code 27. This is far past when that coupon code ends, which is January 5th, 2017, then shoot me an email at ryan@livecortex.com and I'll give you a coupon code to get a couple bucks off just because you watch this video, but you gotta say you watch this video. Again, Cortex, the great nootropic stack that is being sold 4 countries now. People basically love it. I mean, this is like the motivation and energy stack. This is the verbal fluency, memory, motivation, energy stack. It's something else. The way that uridine and CDP choline together work on dopamine is something incredible. It's been compared to low dose modafinil. Very many people buy multiple bottles, and if they try it for the first time, I think you're gonna love it. Get a bottle at livecortex.com, and please buy a bottle to support the broadcast for us to continue cranking out killer content on nootropics like Oxiracetam. I'll talk to you next time.